Hey everybody, it's Ad the Red and welcome back to Shining Song Starnova. Than last we left off, Nemu is going through a bit of emotional distress. Her father's going overseas for about a month or so, and she also ran into her stepmother cavorting with evil shields. So, double trouble kind of thing. And it's weighing on her and apparently impacting her performance in a photo shoot, which has all the business heads up in arms, well, grumpy at least. There's get Nemu fixed now before the shoot's ruined, or well, Nemu's only human, I can't force her to smell on command. Guess which one is the obvious choice for me, but I don't know which one is, of course, the right choice for the game. Going by previous examples, I would assume this is the right choice, as the correct choice as well as the right choice. And that's what I'm going to go with and hope it works out and doesn't end up with a bad end. This sounds bullshit. This is robotic, and this is kind of the whole thing. Like, it's like, I don't know if it wants me to do this because this also reminds me, like I said before, all the previous, not just the big deciding choices later on, but like watching anime with Mika, just like showing her that, like, opening up with her like that, and forming a bond with her that was a human connection. That's what this is. It's human acknowledgement. It's empathy. It's understanding. So I'm going to go with this. Or at least, that's what a normal guy might have thought in this scenario. But I was an everyday man. I was an idle producer. Either I closed this deal, or I lost everything. There was no room for herbivore men in this business. Fuck off. We were in this too deep to mess up here. This wasn't the time to be passive. Starnova's clients needed their talents in good working order, and it wasn't my business to deliver results. So are you telling me that my decision here is technically pointless, or is that just going to register later that I made that choice, and at least I did that? I don't... Did I read that? I think I did. I penetrated Nemo's bubble by stepping close to her. Listen to me. You're letting me down here. You're supposed to be our sinner, remember? What's the matter with you today? You're better than this. Every guy in this room's leering at you in that dress, and you're just standing there cold as stone. You're not gonna cut it as a star idol unless you play a ball with them. Come on. You don't know how to do this. Get back in there and blow their pants off. The classic redirection routine. First, you put the talent on the defensive by criticizing them, then redirect their desire to reassert their worth the task at hand. So producer-san can be bold sometimes too, eh? My aggression seemed to spark mischief in Emma's eyes. Oh no. Her eyes relaxed and she looked back at me, looking more amused and intimidated by me. My, aren't you getting a little close? Taking advantage of momentary miss to getting close to your idol. Looks like producer-san's still a male after all. Maybe Nema's black dress is a bit too much for him to handle. Oh, producer-san. A shoot like this is a cakewalk for Nemu. You're just overreacting here. That old man Kimura's been too busy ogling my chest to even be thinking about the photographs. I chuckled to myself and put my hands in the air like I'd been busted by the cops. Looks like it's my loss. Sorry for underestimating you. Of course, I didn't give a single damn about who won or lost this conversation. All that mattered was that the lusty scent oozing from every inch of this woman's skin was back in full force and filling the photo studio. Right on cue, Kimura returned with the crew ready to resume the shoot. Shall we resume, producer-san? Yes, there won't be any further problems. Come on, Nemu. Let's get underway. No heart? Good. Following that, we conducted the photo shoot with no further problems. By the time we finished, night had already fallen. My, look at the time already. It's pretty late. You need a cab back home? No. By the way, you haven't eaten anything since noon. Will you be alright? Yeah, I'll just pick up something at the convenience store. Such a cliche response, Peter-san. Surely you would not be attempting to arouse Nemu's sympathies over your sad bachelor lifestyle in a ditch effort to get her into your apartment under the ostensible purpose of cooking dinner for you. No. Just telling the truth. Now, this certainly will not do. Peter-san will not play ball with Nemu. Even though he's perfectly willing to play mind games with her to get her to pose lewdly for clients. Let's not mischaracterize the nature of your jobs. I worked hard to get you high caliber work, Yes, Producer-san sure is devoted to his work, eh? As a reward, Nemu shall cook you dinner tonight. No ifs or buts about it. Didn't you just make fun of me for trying to get you to do that? See you a minute, guilt, Producer-san. Wait, what? I'm not saying... The hour is late, and you must be famished. Let us not waste another minute. I can't talk. With that, Nemu ushered me to the nearest grocery store before getting on a cab with me back to my apartment. Okay, this is apparently happening. I sat in the living room while Nemu was busy in the kitchen. Awkward. Huh, by the way, I didn't know you cooked. Ron, I knew Nemu could be one of those dork characters that couldn't put together an edible meal out of instant ramen. Hi. Now that I thought about it, I was really toying my life here. I should have considered cooking abilities long before any of this happened. Oh, Producer-san. Of course an aspiring lady such as I would be well versed in domestic arts. No, there's a reason I didn't. Never mind. My parents even took the great care of enrolling me in a well-established private school for girls in my teenage years so that I would be well prepared to serve my husband once the time came. Right. Although I imagine I may have thwarted their plans somewhat by deciding to become an idol instead of becoming engaged to a promising suitor. Teehee. Well, that's good to know. And by that, I'm referring to the part about not being secretly engaged to a suitor. Could Producer-san finally be making a move on Nemu? Oh, come on. That's still a nasty surprise sprung on me later that you've been secretly engaged this time. The tabloids would have had a fucking field day with that. Look, the thing is that writers are lazy and keep telling the same stories repeatedly. Whenever some rich ojou-sama comes in the scene, the final story arc people are going to expect is that you've been secretly engaged to some rich prick who doesn't appreciate you. My little, like, paranoia radar is going off. This isn't going to somehow end up with, like, her mother trying to get her engaged to Kamijo, is it? She did say not this doesn't concern you, but at the same time, I can't really believe her. But then again, her plans could also change in the future, meaning she may not have been lying this time, but that's speculation. At least if I were drafting your life story, that's the sort of thing I'd do. But didn't you just say that was lazy storytelling? Look, it's done over and over again because it just works. It's called lazy storytelling for a reason. It's boring. Some stories sell forever, while those that don't bring out cash don't get repeated. I'm just saying the men running the media in this country want a sexy story like that. Yeah, okay. Producer-san really does like showing off, doesn't he? Showing off? Nemu brought over a pot of bubbling nabe and placed it on a stove mat and on the dinner table. It's only natural, no? You're blushing and you have a weird look in your eyes. Nemu was born with these. Were the sound effects necessary? She grinned while squishing her boobs together. So Nemu wants to show them off. While Producer-san was born with the brain, and so he wants the world to recognize his intelligence. So in the end we both want the same thing, no? To show off our gifts in front of the world. I picked up my spoon. You could say that, yeah. You've got idle desires, Producer-san. And the looks too, teehee. It was true, and I wasn't talking about the looks part. An idol's not to sing and dance before the world, bathed in its praise and recognition. However, I thought my work to be recognized. I wasn't satisfied with just humming along life, a cog in the wheel. I needed to be someone. I needed a name. Yeah, and we've only gotten one bit of it so far, and I don't even remember what it was. I poured a scoop of the nabe into a bowl and gave it a taste. Looks like you weren't bluffing about your backstory. The nabe really is good. See? Nemu shall make a lovely wife one day. I grabbed a potato and gave it a few blows before swallowing it down. So, what are you here for? I'm hurt, Producer-san. I come all the way here to cook you a warm dinner and you only suspect me of ulterior motives. I'm just saying, beautiful women don't just chase after you for no reason. Normally I'd say you're after money, but you've already got more money than you'd spend in a lifetime. Oh, the likes of myself just a plaything for a rich ojou-sama like yourself. I can't believe you, Producer-san. You know, mean men are only popular in otome games. Nemu started speaking to me in an over-the-top sexy voice. Nemu is just interested in Producer-san. It's totally natural for a healthy girl in her prime to be attracted to an ambitious, good-looking young man, no? A dealer must never get addicted to his own goods. Yet another cool one-liner from Producer-san. Truly, he's becoming like the star of an American action film. I chuckled at Nemo's increasing sexual frustration, in spite of myself. Can't say it's like the eye candy, but I'm your producer above everything. I smiled wryly. Maybe after your graduation. Ellipses. Oh, fuck off. Nemo finished washing the dishes after dinner. You should have just used the dishwasher. Producer-san, that would be a tremendous waste of water. It's late, and you got another full day tomorrow. I'll call the cab. Yeah. Don't give me that. I threw her a bone and gave her a pat on the head. Thanks for the dinner. Producer-san, I am neither a child or a pet. A grown woman such as myself can find no comfort in something as juvenile as a pat on the head. What, do you expect me to act like Mika-chan? No, because I couldn't bear it and it would be very out of character for you and just plain weird. Pahu or all that. Just, no. Huh? Oh. Well, that was a loud slam of the door. Okay. I exhaled in my empty apartment as I slammed my front door behind me after sending Nemo on her way back home. That was close. I have had the hand of that woman. She was good. Really good. Truly as expected for the center of Starnova. Real life comes at you regardless of whether you're ready or not. As much as we would like to believe otherwise, business wasn't going to follow a clean narrative. It's not until the years afterwards that you can decipher a beginning, middle, and end of a business, and actions always had unexpected consequences which laymen explained after the fact through the lens of popular preconceived notions to make the world feel more logical than it was. Following from that reality, sometimes opportunities came at you when you least expected it. Having reached the end of the week, the various talents of Starnova not currently away on jobs were lounging in front of the TV, not particularly motivated enough to practice on a Friday. I can't believe this sight. Sitting all glued to the television, we should all be practicing for the anniversary live. Just what am I going to do with you all? Who gives a damn? It's a weekend, right? We've been working our tails off recently. We gotta relax when we can. And besides, it's not like we haven't gone to the routine before. This will be a cinch. Wonder if any games are on. Come on, let's switch to the sports channel. Eh? You're the only one here who watches that. You have an old man's taste. Ugh, what? You also want a can of beer, some peanuts, and squid strips to go with that? Natan grabbed the remote and started flipping through the channels. Unbelievable. Hey, wait a minute. Come back to that channel. Huh? What's up? The news channel. Something happened? Well, the investigation continues. So far, government authorities have found no connection to the alleged tax fraud and Nita-san's daughter's activities in the renowned idol group Quasar. My interest peaked. I raised my head from the computer and faced the television as well. Nita Kaori made headlines last year for being voted the number 5 girl in the group in an unexpected upset. However, father's arrest will affect her idol career remains to be seen. Wait a minute, Kaori, wasn't that the one that I actually liked? Oh, that sucks. The report cut to Kamijo walking alongside a small army of reporters outside the steps of the Golden Calf office. Despite the commotion the reporters were causing, his face betrayed not a trace of worry. Golden Calf Productions takes great pride in her compliance with all governmental regulations. This is a purely private matter affecting Nita-san's family. Surely the journalist of this nation would not impute a father's crimes to his daughter. As soon as he finished his statement, Kamijo was assaulted with a barrage of questions. One of the reporters asked him how Kaori's ranking might be affected by the news that her father had been arrested. Good question. I would not know myself. A matter for the fans to decide. The screen cut back to the news station. While Golden Cat Productions has not yet held a press conference regarding this developing story, Kaori Nita-san provided these comments to the press this morning. The screen cut to an exhausted-looking Kaori on the verge of tears. Oh. My papa didn't do anything wrong. It's all the government's fault for taking everything away, isn't it? After that one soundbite, the screen cut back to the news presenter. Nita-san was formally charged Thursday with tax evasion in the Tokyo Metropolitan Criminal Court. The news report continued on, switching now to some talking heads who were supposed to analyze the case from a legal standpoint. They basically just said he had to have been guilty since the prosecutor's office would not have filed charges unless they were sure he committed the act. Basically the same old, well, since the cops took him in, he's got to be guilty of something, if not the actual act, line that you always hear from the media. The girls turned to me for my take in the situation. Even though Courage had nothing to do with their father's crime, this is still going to impact the public's impression of her. The mass media has a big love-hate relationship with the idol industry, after all. One moment we're the great shame of Japan, but whenever there's a big scandal, they'll be more than eager to shove us in everyone's faces. Regardless of the circumstances, they're going to present the facts of their own angle. And in this, they couldn't have chosen a worse way to depict Kaori-chan. They're looking for a good story that'll grab people's attentions. Whatever Kaori-chan happened to say to the press, they're going to cherry-pick her words to depict her in a certain light. The public's not going to like what they hear, and honestly, the news people already know that. Given the competitive nature of Quasar's membership, I'd say it's pretty likely that Kaori-chan will be replaced soon. Pretty harsh, huh? I bet if Sasa-chan was here, she'd be about to cry. Not to mention Maria would already be in flashback mode. Yeah. Just one wrong word to the press, and then suddenly you've got a full-scale riot in front of your home. Only a matter of time until they start throwing rocks in your window. Why is society so messed up? She would say while burying her face in her hands. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Well, just can't be helped. Besides, isn't this a good thing for us? Quasar's the enemy. Let the media badmouth him for all I care. I'd expect you to start over shit lolly, eh? Huh. With that, the girls lost their interest in the news and resumed their lazy chatter. Not yet seeing the implication to this latest development, I returned to work as well. It wasn't until later that I knew this was the beginning of the riskiest venture of my career. Oh boy. The end of the day arrived. And I think I'm going to call the episode here. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.